Hello and thank you for tuning in to Millennium Movies. So Variety is reporting that Jeepers Creepers is returning in a reboot in the form of Jeepers Creepers Reborn. This is the fourth installment in the long-running horror franchise and has just sold worldwide distribution rights to Screen Media. This studio previously released Jeepers Creepers 3, but the big difference here is that Jeepers Creepers 3 had a one-day theatrical run, and then it also came back, and I believe for 1 or 2 days in October of that same year. But this movie is getting a worldwide release, and for North America, the release date is sometime in the fall of 2021. My guess would be it's probably going to be in that October Halloween sweet spot, somewhere in and around Halloween, which is my guess. But as for the movie itself, we have a synopsis here which reads, "The film unfolds as the Horror Hound Festival holds its first ever event in Louisiana, where it attracts hundreds of geeks, freaks, and die-hard horror fans from far and wide." Kind of sounds like you and me, doesn't it? But anyways, among them is fanboy Chase and his girlfriend Lane, who is forced to come along for the ride. But as the event approaches, Lane begins to experience unexplained premonitions and disturbing visions associated with the town's past, and in particular, local legend, the Creeper. As the festival arrives and the blood-soaked entertainment builds to a frenzy, Lane believes that something unearthly has been summoned and that she is at the center of it. So, this movie was shot in Louisiana and a couple different studios. This was, I believe, in December and January, so very recently, and now they're in post-production. And a quote that I want to read from one of the producers here is that, "We know that fans will be even more thrilled and chilled to return to the world of the Creeper, now with a much scarier vision from director Timo Vuorensola," I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, "who is a perfect fit to restart this franchise." So, yeah. Screen Media is obviously excited to have a Jeepers Creepers reboot. I think a lot of fans are going to be excited at the thought of this. I mean, I feel like most Jeepers Creepers fans have been dying for the Creeper and this franchise to be treated with much more respect and take it back to its glory of what Jeepers Creepers the original was, with with Derry and with Trish back in, I believe that movie was a couple decades ago now. But, I mean, we've been wanting it to return to that for a while, and Jeepers Creepers 2 was also fine. It's actually a sort of guilty pleasure of mine. But let's be honest, Jeepers Creepers 3 was a complete and utter failure. I mean, there's no way around it. I'm sure a lot of people on the set worked very hard to bring that movie to life. I know how hard it is to make a film. I mean, it's very hard even making a short film. But I think that, Victor Salva can probably take a little bit of a criticism. I mean, he has to be able to take it. If he doesn't, well, that's his problem. But Jeepers Creepers 3, it's just not a good movie. It's just not a well-made film. It's not a well-told story. There's nothing good about it. That's why it only had a one-day theatrical release. And you're not going to find any casual moviegoers out there who are going to say, "Oh, yeah, that was a good movie." Or, "Oh, hey, Jeepers Creepers 3, that was a fun time at the theater, wasn't it?" No, because they didn't see it, because it only had one-day theatrical release. And even if they did see it, the people who did see it, by far, at least from what I've heard from other people who have seen it, were disappointed. And I don't blame them. It just didn't look good. I didn't plan on seeing it anyway. I didn't see it. And you can say, "Hey, well, Millennium Movies, why are you trashing a movie you haven't seen?" I mean, I'm pretty confident in my beliefs, and that's probably not a well-made film. But moving on from Jeepers Creepers 3, I do have concerns with this reboot, and that is in the form of the people who are behind the camera, unfortunately. Yes, it's new blood. Yes, it's a new idea. Yes, it's a new vision. But when you start to look at the director and the writer for this movie, I mean, Timo Vuorensola, again, I'm probably mispronouncing his last name, but he did the Iron Sky movies, which are about Nazis hidden in the moon base for like 70 years, preparing for like a Nazi invasion Nazi alien invasion on Earth. And then he made these Star Trek spoof movies. And the writer, Sean Michael Argo, his only credit that I can find is for this 2012 fantasy movie called Iconoclast, which I don't know. I guess it was just a straight to DVD movie. This is concerning. You have these unknowns behind the camera whose only credited work so far is, I mean, it's concerning. It is concerning. It's not, and it's not the fact that they haven't had blockbuster films made. No, you don't even need to have blockbuster films made for someone to have faith in you. But even their independent work doesn't scream cinema to me. It doesn't scream, hey, let's get excited for this and let's get excited for these new guys. I mean, hey, granted, maybe this is their big break, maybe this is their chance to prove themselves, and I'll be eating my words, and I'll gladly do it if this new Jeepers Creepers Reborn movie ends up being a great time at the theater and brings a sort of prestige and creepiness back to this franchise, which it so desperately needs. And that's really just what I want. That's, I guess, why you might be thinking I'm being a little bit hard on it. It's just because I love this franchise and I love the Creeper, and I absolutely adore the first movie. Again, aside from my own personal beliefs and just sort of, I'm plainly just disgust with Victor Salva. I still absolutely love the first Jeepers Creepers movie. I love the tension. I love the characters. I love the Creeper. I love everything about his mythology and his mysteriousness. And even the second one is a guilty pleasure. But the third one is not good, and that's just the way it is. I mean, that's just how it is. And I've been wanting for Jeepers Creepers to come back in the right way, and maybe this is it. But again, with the people behind the cameras, the people who are working on this film, it just has me a little bit hesitant to say, oh hey, the franchise is back. It's going to return to its glory. I don't know that for sure. The only thing that's making me feel a little bit good is that Screen Media's one of their most recent acquisitions was the Nicolas Cage horror movie or horror comedy Willy's Wonderland, and a lot of people have been seeming to love that movie, and it's sort of building a cult following. So hey, maybe that's a good sign for what this studio is trying to accomplish, and maybe they're just about making lower budget fun times at the theater or on streaming services. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, this was a long-winded rant by me a bit, but let me know in the comment section below. What are you guys thinking? Do you think I'm crazy? Are you 100% hyped and ready to go into Jeepers Creepers Reborn and you're expecting a great time in the theater? Or are you a bit concerned like myself? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's just have a conversation. Let me know why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And yeah, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest in the world of movies and TVs, TV news, you're already in the right place. And consider subscribing to Millennium Movies because I would love to have you along for the ride. But until next time, I will see you all very soon.